Oh, Jim, Sir Jim Ryan. What happened? You're there fighting for us in the UK, get this deal blocked, protect us, and you neglected the EU. What's going on? What the fuck is going on? Well, it's okay, because us British, that's stubborn and like to screw up everything else for everyone, so there's no chance of the CMA reversing their decision. The ponies win again. We run wild in the fields. What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 23 of the PSN Party Podcast, a part of the XBN network, where you can join today for just 99p. Can't get an ice cream for 99p now, so spend it wisely. Get a part of our content. Get all these freebies. Want to see Ash rub cream on his nipples? Well, got to join, got to vote for it, and it'll happen. Probably already does it, already has some videos made, but check out our memberships today. We get exclusive game footage, reviews, exclusive videos for members only, and get the chance to vote on what you'd like to see us play, what you'd like to see on our shows. It's all there for the taking, all for 99p. Just click that join button at the bottom of the chat on YouTube. Tonight, I am your host, the Marvel snapping, Destiny playing, force wielding BMG. And I am joined by, to my right, the ghost busting, game reviewing, OG Games ambassador himself. I'm a Ghostbuster Ash. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. 20 points to anyone in chat who knows what game my picture is of today.
I thought it was you.
No,
is
that's
it not you?
It's like a Japanese man.
I thought he was wearing glasses and he was just like screaming. I thought it was you.
That's how I feel some days on this podcast. That's what it is.
Hey. Only quality here. Greatness. We have no limits. Except for the guidelines of YouTube that are stated in the terms and conditions as listed below. And we are also joined by the $70 game buy-in, YouTube shorts dropping, always complaining about Xbox because he loves PlayStation, SSG Sentinel. Good evening, sir.
How's it going? Wow. What an introduction.
Oh, dear. And we are joined by our special guest this evening. He is a content creator, Hayden Blower. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on the show.
No, it's brilliant to have you. It's Sentinel is our vice president of talent relations, so he's in charge of getting everyone, making sure, they're paid well, looked after, makeup looks after them.
Right.
And if all that fails...
Sentinel,
Yep.
And if all that fails, he just ties them up, gags them, shoves them in the boot of his car and forces them on.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for being here. Tonight's topics include Call of Duty's name has been leaked, Square Enix buying more studios, Spider-Man comic you can now get online. But before we get into all the PlayStation goodness for this evening, what has everybody been playing? Hayden, I'll start with you, sir, as our guest. What have you been playing so far?
I've actually been playing Star Wars Jedi Survival.
Oh, man after my own heart.
Yeah, it's a fabulous game. The first one was really good. I was actually thinking, how can they actually top the first one off? And it being an open world game and not so just stick to one path. It's really good. It's about 20 hours of gameplay, and then obviously you've got the open world, and you've got New Game Plus after that. So I'm really happy what Respawn did with the game.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a brilliant game. I've literally just before come on show, I was just playing it, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
been
exactly
good.
what I was doing as well.
Yeah, and I got to a bit where I thought was like, oh, this is it now.
The topping point, yeah, yeah. I think I remember what point of the game you're thinking. And it's like, oh, this is the boss, and then it's like, oh,
Yep.
okay, maybe it's not. Just put a really good spin onto it. But yeah, I was happy with the ending. Obviously, no spoilers, but like, I was happy with the ending. And I'm just looking forward to what the next installment is.
Yeah, oh, definitely. But yeah, I got to this bit where I'm not going to spoil it for everyone. I screamed like a girl. I was proper. Oh, it was just so awesome, but no spoilers.
I think as well, like the music in this game as well. I mean, I can't remember the music that much in the first game, but certain parts of the game, the music actually really carries the game, like emotionally.
Yeah.
Like you think, bloody hell, this is really great, and then the music kicks in, and you just think, yeah, this is definitely Star Wars I'm playing.
Oh yeah. It's yeah, it's such a good game. I was like a bit tedious at a couple of bits, but
Yeah,
and I've had some recent glitches.
yeah.
I'm the point. I'm past it, but it's not a spoiler. But you kiss a character, but because there's like a bit of a bug, my character's like kissing like snogging her throat while she's like snogging my nose. It's just weird shit, man. Weird shit, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Have you been playing anything else, or is that it?
What else have I been playing? It's all right. Usually, like obviously a big game like that, you need to kind of like dedicate a lot of time to it, and it's not just that. Like sometimes, I'll play like 3 games at a time, but I find that like a game like Star Wars, if playing other games at the same time, it kind of takes you out of the story almost. You come back to the game thinking, oh, actually, what happened like in the last couple of levels? But like Warzone, probably an hour here and there on Warzone just to chill out, just to kind of have a de-stress off Star Wars. But literally, I've just been playing Star Wars like 20 hours straight. But
dedication.
So yeah.
Pure dedication. I love it. A true Star Wars fan, not like Sentinel down there who hates anything to do with lightsabers and.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that is not even true. That is not even true. It's Star Trek that I don't like. It's not Star Wars. Star Wars is cool. I like Star Wars. Oh. No, because I always say that Star Wars is in the trenches, and Star Trek is people running around in their pajamas with the TV remote. That's their weapon. So I say nope. Star Wars over Star Trek any day of the week.
Yeah, no, I'm in that field as well.
But I will be getting, because it does actually look quite fun, Star Trek Resurgence, which comes out I think on the 23rd of May. It's a bit like Detroit Become Human, but Star Trek, which would be quite fun.
Oh no way.
Interesting.
Okay. I really enjoyed Detroit Become Human as well. That was a really good game.
Yeah, but it's like that. I think it's like you play 3 different points of views and characters, but it looks fun. Looks good. Star Trek Online's good. I played that a few times. I enjoyed.
Yeah,
that.
There was also like a VR version of Star Trek.
Oh yeah, there was Star Trek Bridge Crew. Yeah, Bridge Crew.
Yeah,
that was amazing. Fun with friends, especially if you were drunk, because it was just crazy.
Yeah.
crashing the ship. Not just crazy fun. Sentinel, what have you been playing up to now, sir?
I've actually been playing a lot of Ghostwire Tokyo this week, and I know it was a timed exclusive on PlayStation. When it was on PlayStation only, I didn't have a PS5 yet. So I am playing it on Game Pass, but I do have it downloaded on my PS5 because it's part of PS Plus also. And once I finish with my playthrough on my Series X, I'm definitely going to go back and play through it on my PS5 because it's that good of a game. Like, it's been a long time since I've played a game like Ghostwire Tokyo where it's so good you can't stop playing it. Like I've been playing it for 3 days straight. Anytime I pick up a controller, I'm playing Ghostwire Tokyo. It's crazy. It's crazy how fun this game is, you know? So, I mean, that's pretty much all I've been playing for the past few days. And like I said, once I finish on my Series X, I'm going to go to my PS5, and that's what I'll be playing.
I like to think, though, that it was the fact that it was a PlayStation exclusive which has made you want to play it. And you thought you'll play it on the Xbox just to have that good experience, to then play it on the PlayStation and have the greatest experience.
Right? It was whenever it was announced as a PlayStation exclusive that I really started getting interested in it, that it caught my attention. I didn't really know that it was a timed exclusive. I just thought it was a PlayStation exclusive. So, when I saw it on Game Pass, I mean, I already had kind of associated it with the PlayStation brand. I was going to play it on whatever platform it was. But it's just PlayStation really got a good deal with both Deathloop and with Ghostwire Tokyo being timed exclusives so that PlayStation gamers could experience that first. I feel like that was a really good move on PlayStation's part, securing timed rights for those games.
Well, it would have remained a PlayStation exclusive if Xbox didn't do the dirty and steal Bethesda from the rest of the world.
Right? I mean, technically, yes, that's true.
And what did we end up with? Redfall.
Yeah, that's a game for another podcast. Oh, Jesus.
Ash, what have you been playing?
This week I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla more. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood because I've been reading the novel, so I was like, oh, I'm going to jump back into that. And I tried playing it from where I was up to, but could I get the controls right? Because it's totally different compared to Valhalla's control system. So I wasn't that far into the game, so I thought, you know what, I'll just I'll start from scratch and I'll replay it from the beginning. So quite enjoying that at the moment. I'm currently playing that Zorro game that came out. I believe it must be based on a TV show or something, but it was on sale in the Xbox sale this last week. So I've picked that up because it just took me fancy. It looked quite interesting. I like Zorro. So, and then I've played quite a lot of games for review. So they'll all be landing on the channel very, very soon. Next game I'm playing is it Planet Alana or something like that? I'm coming out in about a week's time, so I'm looking forward to sitting and playing through that. But mainly Assassin's Creed this last week.
Awesome. The superior franchise for Ubisoft. Better than the rest. What have I been playing? I mean, my daily couple of games of Marvel Snap. Still kicking ass and taking names at that, so I won't bore anyone else with it, except to say it's the Game Awards Mobile Game of the Year 2022 and the XBN Network Mobile Game of the Year 2022. I've not played much Destiny this last few days because I've been more on Spider-Man, but I need to get my weeklies done before next week's reset because the new season starts, Season of the Defiance. Season of the Deep, Season of the Deep. So not much Destiny, but as Hayden was the same, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I've just been on that PlayStation 5, just getting in as much as I can, soaking in the story and the side quests that you can do and the garden you can build up and, more people in your town and stuff, which is quite cool. And like I say, I just hit such an awesome bit, I'd probably say about 40 minutes ago, which just blew my mind. Absolutely loved it. Loads of nostalgia and excitement, and it's awesome. Won't spoil it for anyone, but if you are thinking about playing it or wondering if it's better than the first one, it is 1,000 times better than the first one. They've improved on everything but the map. The map's the only thing that I think still lets this game down, because they kind of introduced like a waypoint marker to kind of direct if you get turned around, but sometimes that waypoint marker can just lead you around in circles because it thinks you're in the right place to go to the next bit when you're not. But you never know. Another 6 patches, and I think this game will be perfect. But we will see. I'll just give a shout out to everyone in chat that's joined us so far this evening. Good evening, Finber, UK Dazarus, the usual Mappit. Who else have we got? That's it for the moment. That'll do. Right, let's get into some topics, gentlemen. Our first story comes from Insider Gaming by Tom Henderson. Exclusive Call of Duty 2023 named as Modern Warfare 3. Insider Gaming sources have revealed that this year's Call of Duty title will be Modern Warfare 3. The title is in development by Sledgehammer Games, and that was reported by Jason Schreier, but it's understood to be supported by various other Call of Duty studios, just like its predecessors. It's been widely reported that Call of Duty 2023 was a premium DLC for Modern Warfare 2, and although that was the case at one time, this year's title is a fully fledged sequel to Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3 will feature campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and a new Warzone 2 map during the title's first season. Las Almas, the map found within Modern Warfare 2 campaign, will be Modern Warfare 3 fully fledged Battle Royale map. It is understood that the map will launch during Season 1, which is currently penciled in to launch at the beginning of December. For Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, several sources have said that mode is essentially an Outbreak 2.0. It's understood that Activision is currently weighing the possibilities on if the mode should be a part of the premium title or not, or if it makes more sense for the mode to be a free-to-play experience. Key dates for Modern Warfare 3. Just in case anyone wants to know, beta weekend, October 6th to October 10th. Weekend 2, that's for PS4, PS5 only. Weekend 2 is for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, October 12th to October 16th. Campaign early access will be November 2nd, and full release will be November 10th, with Season 1 launching December 5th. So that kind of changes a lot that we heard earlier this year, late last year, that it was just going to be a premium DLC, which I don't think many people sort of believed in the first place. And it's probably no surprise that it's now turned into a fully fledged game. Are we excited for Modern Warfare 3? Would you like to see a Zombies free-to-play separate game without having to download everything? Ash, come to you first. Are you a Call of Duty fan? Is this something you're interested in?
I'm a Call of Duty fan, but honestly, I prefer the World War settings, COD 2, stuff like that. World at War are like my favourite in the series. I'm looking forward to it. Like I'll always play the campaigns and stuff like that. I'm not the most hyped that it's just Modern Warfare, but hey, it is what it is. But I just hope it doesn't take up 700 gig. Because they're just getting silly COD games at the moment. So, yeah, it's a tough one, but I am looking forward to it. I wish it had come out as a DLC. I would like to have seen how that would have worked compared to like how they're doing it as like a fully fledged release. Does it warrant the full price, like the $70, if it was originally going to be free, or does it not? Do you know what I mean? So. That's something I'm curious about, basically, but we'll have to wait and see for that.
It was never going to be a free DLC.
No, I knew it was going to be a paid DLC, but like it's now, like I say, it's going to be a full price game. So, was it always supposed to be like that, or?
Yeah. Was you a Zombies fan? Did you like the Zombies?
I really enjoyed the earlier Zombies stuff. I enjoyed, but
maybe that. Yeah. Sorry.
Like I say, it just got a little bit contrived later on, but is what it is basically.
Yeah, that's true. Hayden, what about yourself? Are you a Call of Duty fan? I know you said you play a bit of Warzone here and there. Do you prefer a whole full new title, Modern Warfare 3, or would you have rather gone with the expansion, premium DLC?
See, because I'm pretty on the same page as Ash. I don't think it warrants a whole new release at the £70 mark as well. I mean, the Modern Warfare 2 that just got released, last year, sorry. I didn't buy that day one. I waited for it to go down in price. It's always nice kind of revisiting, even though Modern Warfare 2 re-release was like a whole different game altogether from the original one. It's nice to revisit old characters that we all love, like Ghost, Captain Price. But I think it should have been a download. I don't think it should have been a full-fledged full release game. And I think, to be fair, I mean, Cold War was okay. Vanguard was okay as well. But I think after that, like before that, I think Call of Duty was at its prime in the Black Ops series, also in Modern Warfare. I think they was at the heyday. I think at the moment they're kind of running out of ideas. So I think that's why we're seeing a lot of re-popped games. I will be picking it up, just not on day one. I can't justify paying full price for a game that I've already pretty much played before, and I could be using that kind of money for an actual game that, like Spider-Man 2, which will be coming out. I'm happy with them doing it, but I don't think it should have been a full release game.
Would it? Because, like I say, because they normally take it in turns, don't they? You normally have Black Ops, Modern Warfare, and then whatever the other one's going to be. Because it would have been Black Ops this time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I think when Modern Warfare 2 2022 came out, I think everyone was hyped up for it. Obviously, we had a repop of the original Modern Warfare, and everyone loved it. I think that was the best online Call of Duty I think I've ever experienced, back on the PS3. And I think the fanfare for the series has obviously showed the developers that, this is what the player base wants. So they've just keep on re-releasing these series. But like you said, it should have been a Black Ops. But I'm happy that zombies is going to be a feature in this game as well, because I know a lot of people will be like, I wish it was Black Ops because we would have zombies. So I am happy that they are bringing zombies into Modern Warfare 3. I don't know what they're going to be doing with Spec Ops, because usually Spec Ops is Modern Warfare's kind of co-op, like the third kind of installment in the game. You got the campaign, you got the multiplayer, and then you've got Spec Ops with Modern Warfare, and then Black Ops, you'd have the zombies. So it is interesting that they're including zombies, and I think that's just probably to please the Black Ops fan base as well. I will be picking it up. It's just I can't be doing it day one, especially when it's going to be not even like a discounted price. It's going to be the full £70 for the game.
You know, Bobby loves his sequels. He does. Sentinel, what about yourself? Are you a big Call of Duty fan?
You know, I used to be. I paid full price for Modern Warfare 2, and I actually regret it. The multiplayer was just such a mess when they first launched it. And, you know, it's like I was really coming from Modern Warfare 2019, where everything was balanced for the most part, to, of course, Modern Warfare 2, where they said, it'll take us time to get it, you know, where everything's balanced and where we have the hardcore mode. And it was such a mess. The campaign, they're striving for more realism, and I know the gaming journalists love it, but to be honest, I actually enjoyed the more arcade feel of the older games. It's like I don't really want to play a Call of Duty for realism, you know. That's kind of off-putting to me. I will pick up Modern Warfare 3, but not at full price. I'm definitely not going to pick it up until it's probably half price, just because I'm kind of tired of this new direction that Modern Warfare has taken. And anymore, I don't even play their multiplayer. I've gone to Halo Infinite for that. But it's just it's a title that kind of interests me. I don't think, and I'm probably echoing the sentiments of Hayden and Ash, but them releasing it, 1 year after, it's like there's no reason for that, especially at $70. And them saying, hey, it went from an expansion to a full release. It's like, that's just a cash grab. That's all that is, and I definitely don't agree with it. And, I mean, even if this game interested me, I still wouldn't be picking it up just because I think it's a very sleazy move on Activision's part, trying to take what they had as an expansion and say, hey, it's a full price release, because Call of Duty games usually take 3 years, and the fact that they're doing this right after releasing Modern Warfare 2, it just feels like a very crappy move on their part. So I'll pick it up, but only when it's half price.
Yeah. I think it's been a long time since I've really played Call of Duty, to be honest, because I just lost a lot of interest in it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like the idea of playing the zombies free to play. If it was a whole separate thing where you didn't have to download like the whole game to be able to play it. But I would definitely consider playing that if it was a whole separate thing, download. Because like Warzone, I think you still have to download the game to get Warzone, don't you? Or is it a separate thing now?
I don't even know. I know their downloads are like over 100 gigabytes. It's completely ridiculous. I mean, it's going to get to the point where you have someone who has like a Series S, they're not going to be able to download the game because it's just too big. Activision really needs to reel that in, so these file sizes just aren't as big. I would say the max of that their file size should be for the game and multiplayer and everything should be 80 gigabytes, no bigger. There's no reason for it to be 100, 150. Just no reason.
I downloaded Assassin's Creed Odyssey yesterday, that reinstalled it. That was like 76 gig. I mean, it's just madness. Like, what's that about?
Yeah, exactly.
Games nowadays, crazy sizes, I tell you.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because if you remember, like from like the PlayStation 5 reveal, the Xbox Series X reveal, they sort of talked about all this technology they have, so developers can make the game they want, but it can be smaller because the consoles can do this, that, and the other, and that just doesn't seem to have happened even in a single game that's come out for either the consoles. There's still these giant file sizes, and I don't think that's going to change.
I actually had GTA 5 for the PS5 on my SSD, and that was at its top place for the biggest game on my SSD, and that was like 93 gig. Star Wars actually took that place. Star Wars is 142 gig to install. I had to delete both GTA and I think it was Death Stranded, just to play that game, and it was just like, I mean, I can understand, like, it's a big open world game, but so is.
Oh, I think we lost you there, Hayden. Hello, you still there, Hayden?
Yeah, sorry, I think I cut out then. I was just saying, basically, I don't understand how GTA can be 93 gig and be an open world game, and Star Wars be 142 gig and still have the same kind of concept as GTA, just different, obviously, franchise.
Yeah, it must be all these patches they had. These patches are taking up too much.
Yeah.
All to try and get the game right. Right, let's move on to the next topic. Again, from Insider Gaming by Tom Henderson. Battlefield will return in an entirely new way, says CEO. During EA's latest earnings call, EA CEO Andrew Wilson finally broke the silence on questions surrounding Battlefield, saying that the franchise will return in an entirely new way. Speaking in the latest investor call, Wilson surprisingly dropped Battlefield a number of times, reassuring and installing confidence in investors in the franchise. Wilson said throughout that the team has the ability to bring Battlefield back to an entirely new way in the future. During the call's Q&A segment, where investors asked questions regarding projects, Wilson was asked how the company's Battlefield franchise was progressing. Whilst Wilson said that the company didn't have any date announcements, he said that he had extraordinary confidence in the new Battlefield leadership team following a recent call. Battlefield's leadership team now consists of former Call of Duty boss Brian Bede and Respawn Entertainment's Vince Zampella. In addition, Rebecca Kutaz, I do apologize for butchering the names, will head up the Swedish studio DICE, with Christian Grass leading the studio at Ripple Effect. I'm not need to. That's just literally going into who's moved to where. I don't need to go into any of that bit. So Battlefield 2042 came out as, well, it was dead on arrival, really. Half of the base UI stuff missing. Things weren't working. Constant crashes and bugs. Matchmaking was all over the place. And they did, over time, fix a lot of them problems. Got the game actually in quite a good state. But it's just not fun to play. I haven't enjoyed a Battlefield since Battlefield 4. That was the last Battlefield game that I actually enjoyed. I didn't enjoy the ones going back to World War One and that. They didn't interest me. And I was quite excited for when they revealed 2042, thinking, yeah, this is the game we need, where you're mixing all these different things. The Portal mode looked absolutely awesome, and it just didn't hit expectations. Are you excited for a new Battlefield, and what would you want to see in a new Battlefield, which could actually maybe bring this game back as a contender against Call of Duty? Sentinel, come to you first, sir.
I used to love Battlefield so much, and I'd love to see them get as good as they were with Battlefield 4. That was like crazy back in the day. Everybody was on Battlefield. Everybody loved it. Battlefield was strong. It had a promising future. Now look at it. The 2042. The 2042 launch got botched, and it sucks, because it's like you had a franchise that was so popular, everybody loved it. It had, and keep in mind, Battlefield 3 came out, Medal of Honor Warfighter came out, EA shelved Warfighter, and then they were moving to two different franchises, two first-person shooter franchises. They were moving to Titanfall, and they were really beefing up Battlefield. Now, of course, Titanfall 2 came out. There's no Titanfall 3. They'll probably never make a Titanfall 3, because they'll be making, no hate to any Star Wars fans, but that's their focus right now, is the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Survivor, that universe, that focus is their focus right now. And I completely get it. People wanted that. But there's no Titanfall 3, and Battlefield 2042 was a mess. So for Andrew Wilson to come out and say that it's returning in an entirely new way. Look, I'll be the first to say Andrew Wilson, he is not, he's an asshole, okay? He said stupid stuff in the past. He was the one who would poke fun at people who wanted single-player games. But if the past 5 years has proven anything, it's that when Andrew Wilson sees that they drop the ball, he pushes for EA to fix that issue. Point being, when Battlefront 2 fell short, what did they do? They went and produced... He went to Respawn, had them actually drop a project they were working on to take on Jedi Fallen Order. And when it came out, everyone was like, wow, this is a really good game. So it's not... Yeah, he's kind of a jerk, and I'm sure, he's pretty much like a robot in real life. But... As far as the CEO of a company goes, he actually has pushed for EA to learn from their mistakes, and that's a good thing. So if he says Battlefield's going to return in an entirely new way, my take on that is that they look at what happened with Battlefield 2042. It had no campaign. I played multiplayer, but I also played through the Battlefield 3 and 4 campaigns so much back in the day. It was nice to have both. And the fact that they only had one, but they're still asking full price, it was a sore spot for a lot of people. And yeah, even those of us that played the multiplayer, it's like you're getting two big amounts of content, not just one, not just the other, two of them for $70, and now you're taking one away. So it was a sore price. It was a sore point for everybody. But for him to come out and say, "Hey, you know what? It's returning, and it's going to be better than it was," that indicates to me that they've been doing a lot of retrospect about why Battlefield 2042 failed and how they need to reinvent the franchise. So that's good. That's good to me, because I don't like the guy, but I got to give him credit for when they make a mistake, when EA makes a mistake, you see them change and you see results.
Yeah. Hayden, what about yourself? Do you want to see another Battlefield, and what would you like to see from it to make it a good game again?
See, look, I've played Battlefield Hardline, and I thought that was probably the lowest point in Battlefield's kind of game library. And then when I heard about Battlefield 2042 and the problems that they was having, I didn't even bother trying to install it just because I didn't want the headache. And even after the patches, and it's it's a little too late sometimes when like a game comes out, it's broken, it's kind of fed out the top spots of games to play. So I actually I've never played Battlefield 2042. I did enjoy Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1. Just because like around that time, like Call of Duty was doing a lot of futuristic campaigns, and it's nice to kind of go back to the roots of like why all these games started. It's like history. Well, a lot of it is history. Like a lot of it is obviously storytelling as well. Yeah, like I don't want Battlefield to disappear, because I think if Battlefield disappears, Call of Duty have got no one to kind of go against. So it's almost like friendly competition. Like if Battlefield's doing good, Call of Duty have got to step up the mark, and I think this is what Battlefield are doing now. They've seen the success with Call of Duty and almost kind of take their head out the sand and gone, right, we need to kind of up our game. We need to get the player base back. So I'm looking forward to it. I just hope it's not a half-baked game, because I think that will just disappoint the fans even more and kind of lose hope in the studio. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to Battlefield.
Yeah. We'll see what the future holds for them. Ash, what about yourself? Are you a Battlefield player? Do you think they can even make a game that's going to be able to breathe life back into the franchise?
Well, it definitely needs to change. The last one wasn't great at launch. They proper screwed the pooch on that. But I really like the old Battlefield games. I miss Bad Company. I want to see more Bad Company games. I think they were great. I enjoyed the one that's literally just been discontinued. That was on PS3 and Xbox 360. It was like you're on like little islands. It was like a World War II one, and it was multiplayer only. That was really good. And I've played a good majority of the Battlefield games. I enjoyed 1. I enjoyed 5. Although I enjoyed 1 more than 5. But I haven't played the newest one just because of all the negative reviews and stuff like that. And I prefer to play campaign over multiplayer. So, unfortunately, like I said, I haven't rushed to play the last one. But yeah, I hope they can reinvent it and they bring it back and it becomes really good again, because COD gets stale when it doesn't have a good competitor. So it'd be nice for Battlefield to be back up there, basically. So
yeah. It'll be, Vince Zampella. He was head of Respawn. He, obviously helped usher in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which was an amazing game, because at one point EA said single player games were dead. No one uses them anymore. Everything's multiplayer. And Respawn pitched this idea for the Star Wars game. They haven't got the license now, have they? They just have access like everyone else does, just lease it on a case by case basis. And it was a huge hit, an amazing game, and it's led Vince onto better pastures and hopefully fix the Battlefield franchise. But we'll see what happens there.
You know what, though? I do want to say this last thing about Battlefield is it feels like Call of Duty is kind of suffering right now because Battlefield isn't as powerful as it needs to be. But I think if Battlefield does come back, that we're going to see better Call of Duty releases. And I know you guys have probably heard this before, that competition is the best thing for quality.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And it's like if with Battlefield 2042 being poor, Call of Duty has nothing to really drive them to be strong. But if Battlefield is strong, and if they ever bring about Titanfall 3, Call of Duty has to be phenomenal. It has to be.
You better hope Xbox don't get them then.
Wow, that's so messed up. Oh, Jesus.
The home of Call of Duty, free for free industries.
Yeah, you know what, though? It's like, at this point, I wouldn't mind if PlayStation bought them. It's like just somebody, because that whole thing is a debacle, but not even talking about that. That's just completely a mess right now.
Yes, we'll save that. We'll save that for Thursday's show. Right, let's move on. PlayStation-backed Deviation Games hit with layoffs. This comes from Jordan Midler over at VGC. PlayStation-backed studio Deviation Games has been hit with layoffs, with sources telling VGC as many as 90 members of staff have been affected. Several now ex-employees of Deviation have announced their departure on social media, with software engineer Kyle Perez writing that my studio recently ran into a difficult situation and was forced to make a number of layoffs, which were a part of it. VGC has reached out to both Sony and Deviation for more comment, and we'll update the story if they receive a response. This is the studio that was making the PlayStation exclusive. It was going to be, I think it was going to be one of the live service games, wasn't it? It was going to be like a shooter type live service game. And Sony publishing the game, with obviously Deviation Games actually making it, and it's hard, especially, and it's sad seeing people lose jobs, let go, thinking having that PlayStation security there, because you would assume that they was probably funding part of this game, but still running into trouble and having to lay staff off it's never good, and it really is a shame. Ash, what do you think about these layoffs? And could something have been done to prevent it?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Like, clearly, PlayStation have seen probably seen all the bad karma that all these non-complete sort of like buggy released games have been getting recently, and they probably took a good long look at their lineup and said, "Oh, I wonder if this is good, if this one's good, if this one's bad." And obviously, this one they've decided doesn't meet their expectations, and it wouldn't surprise me if they've either culled some funding on it, cancelled their game outright, like from PlayStation's back inside. They haven't announced anything, so we don't really know. But it's never good when over half your staff is laid off when you haven't released a game yet. So it's hard. They've literally just shut down that other studio, PlayStation, which was a PlayStation studio, which is not third party, but
Pixel Octopus.
Yeah, Pixel Opus. It does feel like they're trimming the belt on these projects, because they did have this glut where they announced a ton of acquisitions and like third-party licenses with all these up-and-coming studios. Like they had that. Was it Jade Raymond from Ubisoft?
Haven Studios, yeah.
Yeah, they announced that one. Then they announced this one, and I feel like overall, like I say, maybe they've just gone, "Oh, hang on, we don't need this much stuff," and they're trimming it. But it's hard to say. Maybe the game's just terrible. Maybe they've took a look at it and went, "Whoa, this is worse than Redfall. We don't want this shit." So you don't know. It could be anything. Maybe it's progressed to the point where they just didn't need to have all that staff on. But it's a bit weird. It doesn't sound like that's the case, because it seems very abrupt and people weren't expecting it and stuff like that. So it's tough. It's hard to say until more news comes out and we get some official news from the actual team. It's hard to say. That all it sounds to us like is that they've culled a good at least 50%, if not more, of their full staff, and the game seems to be in the best place.
I kind of feel like PlayStation is just doing what a lot of other people are doing. They're trying to figure out, like you said, they're trimming the fat, so to speak, and they're trying to find out what these projects that aren't really working, and they want to devote all their resources towards bigger projects that are more safe bets. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah. It's a shame. Sentinel.
It's not third-person walking simulator enough. There's not enough stand. There's not enough stand dancing.
Wow.
Oh, Ash unexpectedly disappeared.
Yeah, BMG's like Ash, you're out.
I'll see you later.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's a shame.
PlayStation, clearly.
Sentinel, what about you? What do you think? Do you think there's something they could have done to maybe prevent this, or as Ash said and you said as well, they're just trimming the fat? But it's PlayStation published, so it's not owned by them. Well, obviously they're publishing the game and probably gave them money. It's more on Deviation Studio games than PlayStation.
It's hard to say because each studio is going to have their own internal metrics for success. If they're like, hey, we can hit this milestone and it's this high quality, we're going to keep going. If it's not, we're just going to cut our losses, cancel this project or whatever, and use the rest of the money that we were going to use for this for something else. I mean, it depends. Each studio has their own metrics for success. What one studio might consider successful and acceptable isn't going to be the same for the other one. So unless we have someone from that studio come out, and say, hey, listen, this is what happened, it's really hard to know,
Yeah, it is. It's just sad. It really is sad.
Because
Hayden, what about you? I'm sorry.
Sorry. Before Hayden jumps in, and I'm sorry to cut in one last time.
No, go ahead.
Well, it's like with Bleeding Edge. I mean, a lot of these studios would not have put out Bleeding Edge. They just wouldn't have, because their standards are a little higher. But Ninja Theory is a good studio, but for this particular project, they just said, hey, you know what? We're just going to put it out as is. And that was the wrong answer, obviously, but it varies from studio to studio. Sorry, go ahead, Hayden.
I literally was about to say, over the last few months, the acquisitions that PlayStation have been making, both with Haven Studios, I think it is a lot of looking to see what projects are working on and to see if the actual funds are meritable for what they're going to be doing. So I think someone is obviously overseeing the projects and thinking, this is not up to our standards, and you don't need all these people working on this project. And it's a shame, obviously, they have got laid off, but I think, PlayStation has spent a lot of money acquiring studios over the last few months. There was a few months where it was like one after the other that was being announced by PlayStation. We've got this studio, we've got this studio. So I think it's a lot of, it's down to money. I think at the end of the day, it's, if the project's good, obviously it's going to be green lighted, but they've got to be looking at something of either the game is not up to the standards, so they've just gone, no, we're not funding this project. Therefore, the staff that you have, you don't need. Hopefully, obviously, they'll get jobs in other studios. I'm sure they will, but I think was it yesterday? It was announced that they've laid off people. And I remember seeing, I think it was the Game Awards, that they were showcasing one of the games, and everyone was hyped. They were thinking, this is, I can't remember what game it was, but I remember it being really well received. So it's a shame that all of a sudden it's took a U-turn and gone, we're getting rid of 90 staff. So But yeah, for I don't know
Yeah.
how they can come back from that. Really,
Yeah, it's a
it's a
for
tough one.
the size of the studio that they
Yeah.
are, because I think they're only 150 employees, or was 150, and you've just cut 90 of them.
Yeah,
That's a huge amount. And PlayStation, Sony, they expect these games high quality, and within a certain timetable. And I think that we're going to end up eventually getting the announcement where this project is cancelled. I don't think for Sony you're going to be looking at it now and thinking, I think we've backed a bad horse here, and I think
but
we're going to see.
Also, like, basically, are we going to see other studios being doing this? Following suit, laying off people as well. Like, is this going to be like a domino effect where other studios will kind of coming out and saying like, "Oh yeah, we're laying off staff as well"? Like, is it going to be an ongoing thing? If it is, and it spreads like wildfire, it's not a good image. One for the studios and one for PlayStation, because they've been given all this money and also been laying off people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I say PlayStation as well, as they are publisher, they wouldn't be on an unlimited timetable. They'll have mark points they've got to hit set goals on certain dates, and if them dates are just getting delayed, Sony would eventually say, "Look, no, we don't want part of this now. Give us our money back."
Yeah.
And obviously, clearly, I think the amount of staff they've lost, it's going to take them a long time to get this game going and running, because it's a lot of people think games are a quick turnaround. It's not the PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One generation where they could turn a game around in 2 to 3 years at most. Now, it's like 5, 6, 7 years to turn a game around, because they're so big and so much in them now.
And you look at you look at big games like Rockstar Games. I mean, it's like, look how many games they put out during the PS2 generation. What was it, like a dozen games or more, right?
Yeah.
And Red Dead Redemption 2 took them 8 years, and they had a lot of 60-hour work weeks, so much so that the spouses of the developers were pissed, and they actually brought it to the gaming journalists' attention, and there was a huge debacle. You guys remember when Red Dead Redemption 2 was coming up? If it took one of the most skilled, one of the most talented studios in the world 8 years to make one game, just imagine these smaller studios that don't have that budget and don't have that level of talent. It's crazy.
But still having the same strict timelines to kind of meet. Yeah, it's hard.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Right, some more bad news on the PlayStation front. I tried finding as much bad news as I could, because Ash always complains that we never have bad news about PlayStation on the show.
No, you got to balance out the bad news with the good news. Like the Spider-Man 2 comic. Yeah.
I didn't say we never have it. I just said when we have it as topics, you never read them out on the show. You just sort of overlook them, and then we're out of time. We can't talk about the negatives.
No, like when you're gonna go eat like something like a donut, you got to balance it out with a bagel that's healthy for you. See, you got to balance it.
We all know PlayStation's just pure greatness. No bad news can drag the brand down.
Right.
Us ponies are running them fields strong.
Oh, Jesus.
Battle Royale Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt is in development. This is from Andy Robinson over at VGC. Free-to-play Battle Royale Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt is ending development a year after its launch, its developer has announced. Launched in April 2022, following months of early access, the PC and PlayStation 5 action game is set in the universe of the pen and paper RPG, with players competing against 48 other vampires with the help of guns, swords, and anything else to get their hands on. On Monday, developer Shark Mob said that due to it not being able to reach the required number of players, it will end active development on the title. In-game monetization will also be turned off. However, Bloodhunt servers will remain active for the foreseeable future, it's claimed, and an in-game voting system implemented in order to keep the game fresh. Again, more sad news. Shark Mob's not a first-party studio; they're a third-party studio. They've made numerous Vampire the Masquerade games, haven't they? I think there's about 4 or 5 of them out now. But live service, it's hard to have live service exclusive to one console and PC, because I think most people played on PlayStation anyway that actually did play it. I played it myself. It was an enjoyable game. It was actually fun, but you literally had 2 maps, I think it was. You could only go so far. It got boring very quickly, and people quickly found out how to cheat and take you out as soon as you respawned or was brought back. But yeah, more disappointing news. I know a live service can work on just one platform, because we've seen it with Star Wars: The Old Republic on PC. We see it with Sea of Thieves on the Xbox side, but obviously they've got access to PC as well. But yeah, it's more sad news that we're losing another live service game, and it makes me think a PlayStation now looking at us thinking we really need to look at these 10 games we've said that we're going to release, these 10 live service games. Do they now need to start having a look at their first party studios and think maybe we need to cut that number down or rework it? Hayden, what do you think of this news? Did you play Blood Hunt?
I played the beta. I didn't actually play the full game. A few of my friends really enjoyed it. It's an interesting game. Obviously, it's a battle royale, and they're like 10 a dozen nowadays. So it's really hard. It's hard to release a battle royale in this day and age, because it's like you've got so many out there, and it's like if you're not up to like the standards of Fortnite, Apex, and all that, you kind of get lost in the noise. And I think like you were saying, like there was 2 maps. It wasn't really refreshed a lot. There wasn't adding new things to the live service game. So like it's hard. But yeah, I'd love to say like I want him to stay, but like I never played it. I only watched people play. It did look fun, but it is a hard field to kind of launch a game in. You need to be, top form, and always thinking ahead, always adding new content to keep people on that platform. Else they're just going to pick up Fortnite or Apex. It's hard. But it's like you said, sad news. Obviously, no one likes to hear that a game losing support. But it just shows how hard that field is.
Yeah, because I think Shark Mob's not a huge team anyway, so it's probably one of them. They're looking at it and thinking, we're not making money off this. It's actually costing us more to run the servers.
And you're saying about the 10 live service games that Sony are releasing. They'll be looking at this and going, right, okay, we got to look at our live service games and thinking, do we really need 10? It's nice, it's impressive to say, yeah, we're going to have 10 live service games, but realistically, 1, is it going to be profitable? And 2, are people going to be interested? Are people actually going to play these games? Or they're just going to play 2 out of 10? So yeah, it'd been interesting to see what they do with them.
Yeah, no, definitely. Ash, what about yourself? You're probably happy about this news because it's a blow for PlayStation, I take it.
No, it's just expected. I mean, if you limit a live service game to one platform and it's not like a major IP, like it's not the biggest of the big, it's not like Call of Duty. It's not like a Sony first party game, etc. It's gonna flop. It's gonna flop. Look at Square Enix. All their games are flopping because they're limiting the console base that they're putting it on. It's sad. This looked like one of those games that was going to come out on PlayStation first and then come out on other consoles later, but then never did. But instead of putting it onto other consoles, they're just sort of washing their hands of it and saying, "No, we're done. Sorry," which is a shame because like it did look all right. It didn't look like it was going to blow me away, but it looked like I'd get a few hours of fun out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, and it feels like that type of stuff happening with these PlayStation exclusives, third-party exclusives. It feels like it's hurting their chances to secure some really phenomenal experiences for their gamers. You know, it's like they really need to pick and choose what they're going to keep exclusive versus what they're going to allow to be third-party. You know?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just need to take my pants off because it's bloody warm in this office.
This is like a thing every single episode. He does this every single episode.
He's getting comfortable.
Yeah. Just be glad he's not on camera this time.
Yeah. I won't take boxes off though. I don't want my balls to stick to my chair because it's leather.
Yeah, that'll be on the Destiny podcast.
That's better. That's a bit of air. Bit there. So I don't know if my boxes are wet from sweat or if I've soiled myself. But anyway, Sentinel.
Oh Jesus!
Do you think maybe it's a possibility that it got delayed numerous times? I think it had about 1.5 years delay from when it was originally announced.
Yeah.
But it's like the battle royale trend kind of started with, obviously, I know, is it Unknown, whatever it was called? I can't remember the name. Unknown something? The original battle royale game?
Players
Playground.
Unknown Battlegrounds, yeah. PUBG. PUBG is what they call it, yeah.
Which was obviously an amazing game for everyone that played it. I didn't play it myself. Fortnite, the only time I played Fortnite is when the Jinner dragged me into it. God rest his soul.
And this is where the Battle Royale vampire game is like it's very it sounds good on paper, but you gotta understand it's not 2010. You know, back then Battle Royales were very rare. Now there's tons of them, and there's better ones. You know, it's like if you have a Battle Royale like Fortnite, you better have staying power. You know, and when I say staying power, I mean, yes, everybody critiques Fortnite, but you cannot deny that Epic throws all their weight behind it. I mean, really supports Fortnite. You know, it looks amazing. It runs amazing. It's constantly getting content, and it's constantly having real life like musicians and celebrities and stuff supporting it. So that's what gives Fortnite its staying power, all of that combined. If you have a game like this that's a battle royale that's exclusive to PlayStation, and PlayStation is not putting a lot of their muscle behind promoting it all the time, it's just not going to stick around. It's going to disappear. That's just the unfortunate reality of these. That's just how it works.
Yeah. And it's a shame because the mechanics were fun.
Yeah.
The actual using the powers, like zipping up buildings, going invisible, you know, attacking.
But just having it on PlayStation is what killed it. And that's not a knock against PlayStation. If they would have done it for Xbox, there's a good chance it would have died anyway. You got to have it on as many brands as you can to have the most amount of players. That's what you need. To be honest, that's more on Shark Mob's side because they should have thought, you know, you're a studio that makes this type of game. You're doing something different. You want everyone's eyes on it. You want everyone to have access to it, not just locked to one console platform and PC, but advertise it as a PlayStation exclusive only. And I want to bring up Final Fantasy as a comparison because PlayStation throws their weight behind Final Fantasy, you know, advertising wise, and they hold it up and they're like, look, Final Fantasy 16, and they really support it as much as they can because they need it to succeed, right? If they would have done the same thing with this Battle Royale and really like had it on the sides of buildings and stuff, then I feel like it would have survived.
Yeah. This is it. But then again, you look at Final Fantasy 14. They have a huge, because that's the MMO, huge base on PlayStation, and you can't even have that on Xbox. They won't make it for Xbox. It's PlayStation and PC only. But Ash, is it still that you can't actually buy the game on PlayStation now because they can't fit anyone else on the servers, or is it able to buy now?
What do you mean?
Well, they stopped selling Final Fantasy 14, didn't they, on console?
Yeah, no, you still. I still don't believe you can buy it. You can only buy the expansions at the moment.
Yeah, which is crazy that they've had to stop selling it because they can't fit any more people into the game, which is absolutely crazy and maddening. Oh, why have I gone? Oh, hello everyone, BMG here. Like my complexion. Right, some more bad news on the PlayStation exclusive. Goodbye, Volcano High. And anyone didn't know, this game was actually announced at the PlayStation 5 reveal event when they showed off the console and some games. Never understood the game. It just seemed absolutely weird. Something that you couldn't play sober or not on drugs by the sound of it. And we saw the last showcase, or the showcase before, we got some more gameplay, and it made even less sense. But maybe this is why they've delayed it. But we'll read the release article anyway. This is actually from Goodbye Volcanoes High team, which I haven't got the name of the team, so I do apologise. Hey Dinos, we have an important update for you regarding Goodbye Volcano High release date. After assessing our production schedule for GVH, we've made the decision to move our launch to August 29th, 2023. The reality is that our current workload, we could not have met our June launch date without significant cuts to the quality and scope of the game. This would mean delivering something much different than what we envisioned and worked towards. We don't want to release anything less than the best version of the game, and we've been making throughout our development cycle. Plus, we're a studio that prides itself on avoiding crunch. Meeting our original launch date would require the team to work nights, weekends, and early mornings to ship and risk burning people out. This delay also moves our launch day out of a very busy June release. It's funny that. Our calendar opening us up to more incredible opportunities and gives the game a greater chance of success. I know this isn't the easiest thing to hear. It's a difficult thing for us to do. GVH is a really special project for us, and everyone on our team has done incredible work on this game. We need a bit more time to make sure all that work really shines. We've been so honoured to hear such a positive response to our demo. Soon we'll be premiering another public demo, and we hope you all have the chance to check it out. Thank you so much for understanding. We can't wait for you to play what we've been working on. There's not really a great deal you could do between June and August. Maybe squash a few bugs, slight bit more polishing. You know, you're not going to change the fundamentals of the game, what it is.
Yeah.
And it does sound like, from they even said it themselves, this delay just happens to take it out of June, the busy period. I think they announced when this was going to be released, then all these other big games were coming out, and I think they knew that being an exclusive to PlayStation only, it would have just got lost and absolutely squashed because it's going to be a full price game
because timing is everything.
Yeah,
timing is everything.
Sentinel. Yeah, go on. You go first, mate. What do you think?
Well, I want to bring this up. If you remember when Call of Duty Infinite Warfare came out and Battlefield 1 came out, there was a third first-person shooter that came out that was phenomenal and, in my opinion, better than both of those. But because it came out between the two, it got heavily underrated. A lot of people just didn't pay much attention to it. That was Titanfall 2. And had Electronic Arts spaced it and put it in January where there weren't a lot of other releases, it would have done so much better. But they dwarfed its success because of poor spacing. So I kind of feel like them delaying it to the end of the summer is exactly that. They want to give this game time to breathe on its own and really achieve a higher level of success than it could do if you release it earlier in the summer when there might be a lot more releases happening. That's exactly, I mean, when I first saw this, that's exactly what I thought. It's like they may not need to polish anything. It may be ready, but they just want it to have time or room to breathe, so to speak.
Yeah. Ash, what about yourself? Are you glad this game's been delayed?
If it makes it better,
Is it
I
a
am.
smart? But
If it
what
makes
can
it
they do
better.
though in a couple of months? That's what I don't get. How much could realistically? How much could they do in that short period of time? Would it just be like slight polishing, bug fixes?
Possibly. I think they've just moved it so it's out of other things' ways, really.
Makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is it a game you're interested in?
I'll play it
did you see
quickly.
gameplay?
I like the art style on it, but like I'm not 100% sure what the actual game is about. Do you know what I mean? So
No one does.
no, I don't. I believe it's like a visual novel as such, but I'm not 100%, like I say, certain. So
Yeah. We'll see. The game seems strange. I don't understand what it is, and anything I've seen of it just makes me hate it. This is an absolute disrespect to dinosaurs. If they weren't dead, they would be after that game.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
Hayden, what about yourself? Is it a smart move delaying the game?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a marketing move, easy. Just because I think they've saw the window of opportunity to be like, right, we'll say it needs more work, which it probably does. But it's a tactic move to obviously give it the best chance possible to have all eyes on this game. Now, I remember seeing it announced and some of the gameplay, and yeah, for me, it's an easy fit game. Just because I'm not into them kind of games. I do like visual novels, but like you said, it's one of them games where it's like, what's going on? Like, I need some context of what this game's about. What am I supposed to be doing in the game? But it just, visual looks nice, but yeah, gameplay wise, it does look a bit too far out there for me personally.
Yeah. I don't know who this game's aimed at, but it definitely isn't us by the sounds of it.
No.
Right, well that's it for that's it for bad news, really. Let's move on to something that was announced was it yesterday.
Actually, before you do progress with our good news now, I do want to thank everyone who's been listening to this chat so far. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please take this opportunity to do so. If you're enjoying this podcast so far, hit that like button. Share this podcast with someone else who may enjoy it. And don't forget to watch our other podcasts on this channel. You can proceed. I had to throw that in there because every time we don't, Ash is like, "Oh, you forgot to do it," and I'm like, "Oh, all right."
Oh. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's good. It's all good. Now I fucking lost where I was now. God damn it. Summer Games Fest 2023 announces over 40 partners, including Xbox and PlayStation. This comes from Jordan Midler over at VGC. Summer Game Fest 2023 will feature content from over 40 major publishers, producer Jeff Keighley has announced. And here we go. More than 40 partners set to take part in the Summer Games Fest activities, the host wrote on Twitter. Those interested in attending the showcase, you can now buy your tickets now. I don't think I'm going to go. I think I'm washing my hair that day. The event, which takes place at the YouTube Theatre in Inglewood, California on June 8th, is set to feature many of the biggest games publishers, although the extent of their involvement has not yet been confirmed. So I have a list of all the studios attending. So we'll go through the list. Not all of them, but some of them will, maybe see if we can figure out or have a guess what we think they might show, but not all of them because some of them I've never even heard of before. So first of all, Activision. I think we can safely say that it's going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 that's shown off. We all sort of agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think they might actually show off the season 5 content of Overwatch 2, especially with that news about them canceling the campaign. They're gonna want to show off something, so that could be it.
Ash, what do you think for Activision?
Yeah, it's going to be that, in it. Really, there's not going to be much else. Maybe some Diablo news. Maybe, I mean, it'll be out by then, but I'm assuming they're going to pump some content out for it, so they might even have some announcements for that. But
Yeah, we'll see. Amazon Games, that's got to be that ugly looking, awful game, that Lord of the Rings one, that little bald monkey that's going around.
The Gollum, yeah.
they're not
Gollum,
making that.
that's the
Amazon
one.
aren't doing that. That's
I'm actually
dangerous.
interested to see where that is, like where that will go, man. Because like obviously all the other Lord of the Rings games all follow, who we love and know, and it's going to be a bit interesting to see it from Gollum's point of view, whether it's going to be like tied into the films and the other games as well. But I think it's just going to be like a Stray game where you just walk around, climb up stuff. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. I just hope Amazon delivers it well.
Amazon aren't doing the Gollum.
They're not.
Amazon's have announced they're doing an MMO, but they've already announced and cancelled one. This is Daedalic.
Oh right, okay. So it should be okay then.
And it's out in like 2 weeks, if that. It might be out next Friday.
Yeah, they're not. So what's Amazon Games? Because I know they have announced doing a Lord of the Rings MMO, a new one, haven't they? But that's way too early to be showing anything off of that, unless you're getting a brief 2-second trailer of the title.
They've done a few games. They've done Lost Ark, The New World. They're doing Tomb Raider, so it could be Tomb Raider showing.
Oh God, yeah, because they licensed it because it was Embracer on them now, don't they? They own the studio,
and they've got 2 unannounced projects with different companies making them, but they haven't said what they are or anything yet. So they could announce all sorts. To be fair,
fair
Amazon's a bit hit and miss with what they make. So they had their own studio.
Didn't Amazon pick up the Tomb Raider license too?
They've got the license to make the next game. Yeah, they're publishing it. It's being made by Crystal Dynamics, but Amazon's publishing it basically.
Who owns Crystal Dynamics now? Does Amazon?
Embracer.
Okay.
And they own all the Lord of the Rings and all that stuff as well. Oh, nice. There's a weird deal. I'm not quite sure what the deal is because Amazon have announced stuff like film or TV show wise, but it's like Embracer own them, which is a bit of a strange licensing deal, I think.
You know what though? I mean, to be honest, we could see television shows show up at this event anyway. Because how many times have they done that? And you're like, oh, they're going to advertise a game or something, and they talk about a television show, and it's like now is not the time and place for that.
Yeah. Right, what's next on our list? Annapurna, and they're the ones that they did Stray. Was that Stray that they did?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's more likely it's going to be an Xbox announcement for the release of that game because I think the trophies have leaked or the achievements have leaked, haven't they, online?
Yeah, I saw that today.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's going to be that. Bandai Namco, I couldn't even tell you what they're making now, if I'm honest. They just make all
Dragon Ball Z Budokai 4. That's what they're making.
Oh, the cartoon games.
Yeah, the cartoon. He's just upset because every time he plays a Dragon Ball Z game, he gets absolutely destroyed by like this most simplest character. It's completely cool. I get it.
It's just a cartoon. It's a cartoon.
Wow. That is, oh my God. So disrespectful. I'm telling you. Jesus.
Next on the list is Behavior. I don't know who they are. Don't know if any of you have heard of them.
No, never heard of them.
No.
I have. Behavior. Behavior Interactive. What they made? I'm trying to remember.
Good evening, Uso. Great to see you, my friend. And you, Pixel Slapper. Not said hello to you yet.
They've not made Actually, I say that they were originally artificial mind, and then they became behavior. They are making one of the new Silent Hill games. They're making a game called Meet Your Maker that's due out or has just come out. They've done quite a lot. You'd be surprised, but yeah, they're working on Silent Hill Ascension, so it could be that. They made Dead by Daylight.
Did they?
Well,
Really?
one of the people that did Dead by Daylight, yeah.
No.
They took over from the other company, and they're keeping it going. They did the last gen ports of Shadow of Mordor. Doritos Crash Course 2, everyone remembers that. Doritos Crash Course 1. So they've done some stuff, but yeah, they were originally, I think they were like porters. They did like other gen versions, but over the time, like I said, they worked on Halo Wars Definitive Edition. They did mobile ports for like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. So they've done stuff. So it's just like I say, the only thing that I don't think they've got out right at the moment is Silent Hill, though. So we may see something about that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe it'd be a good get for Summer Games Fest. Capcom, I think that's just going to be Street Fighter 5, another trailer for that for another character, no doubt.
And a teaser for the Dino Crisis reboot that everybody wants.
You ain't getting Dino Crisis.
I can dream, can't I? I can dream.
Your dinosaur game coming out in August.
They actually haven't done that yet. Like, literally, so many people I've heard, Resident Evil gets remasters all the time. It's like, well, what about Dino Crisis? Like, that was, like, everyone watched Jurassic Park, and it was like, you can actually play a game where you're against dinosaurs, and it's just like,
yes,
I think it would be so well received, and obviously it's not been played for ages. Like, what was it, like PS1? Was it? Did it even go into the PS2? But I think it was just PS1.
It was just PS1.
Yeah, so like literally, it's weird that like certain games aren't being remastered, but yet Resident Evil gets remastered every other year.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, and they still haven't remastered Code Veronica as well out of all the
Code Veronica, yeah.
And they still haven't touched Final Fight. Oh my god. I loved Final Fight. That was so epic back in the day.
It's not Resident Evil, they're not interested.
A tear forms in my eye every time I talk about Final Fight. Oh.
Right, let's move on. CD Projekt Red, possibly a teaser for the new Witcher game.
Yeah. I think probably some DLC for. I mean, are they still bringing out content for?
Cyberpunk. Yeah. There's that new
maybe
content.
We'll have some updates on that.
Yeah.
Weren't they remastering or completely redoing the first one again?
Yeah, but it's not being done by CD Projekt Red, though, innit? They've got a.
Still show it though. Like it's going to be shown.
Because like they were rebooting the first one, so it was more open world or something.
Ah, right. Well, we'll soon see. I'm not too sure, but I like the Witcher series. Good games.
Yeah.
Good games. Devolver, we haven't got a clue what they're doing because they just come out with weird shit. Absolutely bonkers weird crap. So
wait, didn't they come out with the Shadow? What was it? Shadow Assassin 3 or something like that?
I couldn't tell you. I don't understand any of that.
Shadow Warrior 3. That's what it was. Shadow Warrior 3. That's what it was.
I think the game I enjoyed from Devolver the most was that was it Carry On? It was called, where you was the alien trying to break out the facility and you were murdering everyone to make you try and escape. That was fun.
That was pretty cool. I played that too. That was pretty good. Different experience.
So then we got Disney. God knows what they could be showing. Probably something
Disney?
Star Wars related. Disney.
Oh, Disney's actually working with someone to make a Smash Brothers type style beat 'em up. I know Ash has probably heard of it. The news I think came out yesterday. I saw it on Twitter. They're making some type of Super Smash Brothers or like the PS All Stars, whatever, the Battle Royale game where the PlayStation characters are fighting each other. Disney's working with someone to make a game like that, but with Disney characters. I don't remember the company they're working with, though. That might be what they're showing, because the news just broke yesterday, so they're going to want to build hype for it.
Oh, right. Nope, I didn't. I completely missed that. Where have we got next? EA, probably a sports game. Is there something due? Is NBA or anything due? Or
I mean, shit, it's hard to say. You know what? Did Jedi Fallen Order get any post-release content?
No.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if they were going to do anything for Jedi Survivor, like free content or any of that stuff. Yeah, it's going to be probably sports games. They already, I mean, unless it's more content for Battlefield, or with them making that statement, if they want to tease the next Battlefield, they could do it there. They could do it there to build hype for it.
Yeah, possible. Next on the list, Epic Games. I'm assuming that'll just be something Fortnite related, because there is the rumor Miles Morales is coming to Fortnite.
Oh.
So,
yep.
Which would make sense if they're going to start gearing up for, pushing advertising and stuff for Spider-Man 2. Focus. I can't think what they've done. Not too
Focus
sure.
Home Interactive, wasn't that a Plague's Tale?
Yeah, they do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe a tease for a new game, possibly.
Yeah, I can't.
New games. They had their own showcase a bit back. There's stuff coming.
Did they? Oh,
Yeah.
well, it might just be the same trailer again or slightly different, whatever they showed off.
You need to sort of get you up to date and shit.
Well, some of these studios. Wait until we get to a couple of these.
There
studios.
there is a bigger world than Marvel Snap and Destiny.
We should be getting Warhammer Space Marine 2 from Focus this year.
Yes.
Nobody plays Warhammer. Nobody plays Warhammer.
Space Marine was amazing. They're doing that Alien game. They're publishing that new Alien game that's out next month, so there could be stuff to do with that. And they're also publishing Don't Nod's new game as well, Ghosts of New Eden. So it's probably that in Space Marine if it's going to be anything. Because it's all right, I've got Google. Don't worry, BMG.
Yeah, Well, I can't do too many things on my computer, otherwise it'll go bang. So I'm limited.
Hayden. He's on a potato basically. So if he does too much stuff, we lose him from the podcast, and it takes him like 5 minutes to come back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right, I'm going to speed through some of these just because obviously we don't want us to run out of time. So we've got Gearbox Publishing, Grinding Gear Games, HoYoverse. Don't tell me any of you have heard of HoYoverse Studio.
No, never heard of
that.
Never.
HoYoverse. Don't go Googling it now.
Yeah,
just say,
can you hear the
I know
keyboard in
these.
the background?
Yeah. They made all these games. I played them all. Kabam Larian. Never heard of that studio.
HoYoverse do Geshing Impact or something to do with Geshing Impact.
Oh, yeah, no, never heard of it. Level Infinite, Magic the Gathering, NeoWiz. It is an interesting one. Netflix is showing something off at Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, I heard like last month that they wanted to get involved with gaming, some type of interactive game. I mean, so who knows? Who knows what they're going to show?
Well, they've just announced one the other day, didn't they? It's not coming to Xbox, which is funny. So expect them to be pumping some out. These are actually console games as well. So
interesting.
And they've got thingy now, haven't they? What's his face is now like head of or one of the main people in Netflix games, Joseph Staten. So
yeah, they are. He's going to go and fuck up some over there for them, and then come back to Xbox saying, "I did it, Uncle Phil. I did it."
Wow, that's so messed up.
I did what I did to Halo. So next we got Nexon, Niantic, North Beach Games, Samsung Gaming Hub. Now we know that's going to be a pile of crap. Second Dinner. Anyone heard of that studio?
Second Dinner?
No.
Second Dinner Studios. That's a right name for a studios, though.
I was going to say,
you know what? I am disappointed in you, BMG.
Don't give me that
Second
shit.
dinner, make Marvel Snap. So you are not a
Bollocks.
fan.
No,
Marvel
they do
Snap
not.
promotion
Oh
for you.
my god.
No. Be gone,
I-
BMG. Hang your head in shame that you did not know who make your beloved Marvel Snap. It must pop up every time you switch the game.
No,
on
it
as well.
doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just plastered with Marvel. That's
It's the
all you
only
see is
game they've
Marvel.
made. It's Marvel Snap.
Wow. Well, Second Dinner, you're doing an absolute awesome job. I'm a big fan. I've always supported you. And I can't wait to see Marvel Snap 2. Sega's going to be there. That's not a surprise. Probably announce another shitty Sonic game because everyone loves Sonic. Are you a fan of Sonic, Hayden?
No, I was just thinking. I heard that there was apparently rising the prices of the games to £70.
Yeah, they have said today, Sega have said they're going to look at it strategically in the future, which means probably some of their bigger games will be $70.
Yeah.
But I just want another 2D Sonic. If they announce like a Sonic, what was it, Mania 2 or whatever, I'll be all up for that. I'd much rather have classic Sonic games or the style of classic Sonic games instead of that 3D Breath of the Wild clone shit. That's not even good. So
the only ones that play Sonic are 40-year-old virgins who live in the mother's basement.
no, they're the people that play Marvel Snap.
So you take that back. You take that back now.
He's just angry because he could never get past level 1 of Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's it. He just keeps dying.
Yep.
Only one Sonic game has ever brought a smile to my face. It's the one where he's been murdered and you see his bloody corpse on the floor.
I don't think that was a Sonic game.
It was. Yes, it was a Sonic game. Ash, was that a Sonic game?
What?
The one where he's dead?
Yeah, it is an official game, yeah.
Oh my god.
He's not. I can't spoil it, but he may not be fully dead.
Well, you just said he's not. You just said he's not, but I'm not going to spoil it. May or may not be dead.
I don't know what's more shocking, the fact that Sonic actually got killed in a licensed game, or that BMG has actually played so many Sonic games, he's come across that one, and he is a closeted Sonic fan. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Or maybe a certain channel, mainly being XBN, did a review of the game. I
see. I mean, you can justify it however you want. We know that you love Sonic. You got a Sonic tattoo on your bum. We know you do. It's all good.
I got a Sonic teddy and I gave it to my dog, and even the dog wouldn't even look at it.
He's got a body hug pillow with Sonic on it, and he cries himself to sleep every night. Oh, I love you, Sonic.
No, that's my face. That's my face pillow I've got.
Oh,
I hook my own face on the night time.
Wow.
Stroking my delicate cheeks. Right. Paradox, Pearl Abyss, Phoenix Labs, Play On. That's that one that they recently renamed themselves, didn't they? I can't remember what they were called before, and they renamed themselves to Play On.
Yeah, and they're now Play, but not spelt right.
Yeah, it's like PLAION.
They were Koch Media.
That was it. What we got? Probably the best one that's going to be at the event, PlayStation. They've got something to show off as well.
Yes, Spider-Man 2. They're like, hey, everyone, a free Spider-Man 2 prequel comic is available now. That's what they're showing off at the event.
I am going to read the thing out.
I'm
worry.
just saying because it's in the title line. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't miss it.
No, I'm not going to miss it. I'm not going to do what you did to me last week. The main title, Superman game, leaked, and we had the thumbnail and everything.
Because no one cares. No one cares about a Superman game.
Didn't even mention it.
No one cares about Superman. I'm sorry.
I'm going to skip over that story just to stick it to you.
Wow, that's messed. What about all those Spider-Man 2 fans out there that want to hear about their prequel comic that's free right now?
Yeah,
I need to read the comic. Yeah, I do want to read the comic.
See, there you go.
Next on the list.
He said the comic was shit, and so was the game. It's made by PlayStation. That's what he said.
Oh,
son of a bitch. That was pillow talk, Ash. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Next on the list, Pocket Pair, Razer, Smilegate, Square Enix. That'll probably be more Final Fantasy 16 because they just keep ramming it down our throats now. Clive!
It'll be a list of games not coming to Xbox. That's what it'll be. It's not even going to be a game. It's just going to be a fucking middle finger on the screen that just says "fuck you, Xbox." That's it.
Oh, that makes the show definitely worth watching. Stebber, Techland, Tribeca Festival, Ubisoft, which I think Ubisoft's probably going to be Assassin's Creed Mirage, because it's now rumored for October, I believe. So makes sense maybe to show it there, get a bit of hype up for it. Warner Brothers Games, don't know what they're currently working on. I hope we don't get shown that.
Yes, I know what it is. Warner Brothers Games, they want people to see Suicide Squad because they had to delay it until next year, right? So they're basically going to be like, look, it's not as bad as you remember. It's better. Please bring the pre-orders back. That's what they're going to say. That's what it is, because everyone is like, oh, we hate your game. And they're like, oh, no, please stop. Please, we'll delay it until next year and we'll completely fix everything. And so at this event, they're going to be like, please, look, we fixed everything. Yay. Everyone will be like, we still hate you. That's what's going to happen. Sorry. I'm just saying.
That was the whole thing there, wasn't it?
I'm just saying.
Ash will know. Are Warner Brothers Games doing out other than just the Men Studios? Are they doing that Quidditch game, whatever they call it?
I was about to say, I'm sure there was doing there was teasing a Quidditch, but obviously because it wasn't included in Legacy.
Yeah, I think they're doing that, definitely.
Did you guys ever play the Quidditch game back on Xbox?
Yes,
PS2?
It's amazing.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was great. Yeah. They should have remastered it. Right, so Warner Bros. Games, technically, they've got Mortal Kombat, which is coming this year. We could have Hogwarts Legacy DLC, technically. They've got Suicide Squad. They've got Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. They've got a Wonder Woman game. And they've also got Multiversus, which has been removed from sale and may come back at some point next year. So they could show that as well.
Wow.
But
they have a lot of stuff.
Quite a lot. Yeah, Mortal Kombat and stuff.
Yeah. And last but not least, Xbox. So we'll probably get a Games Pass trailer.
I know. With Phil,
when they drop the console.
Yeah, you know what? We'll have a Game Pass trailer. I shot a Phil sitting in the audience, pissed off again. Yep. Ridiculous, because it's like that's all they got at the Game Awards. It was the Game Awards last year, right? That they did that, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" Yeah. So who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
We'll see. So that's it. So with Games Fest on June 8th, I do believe I didn't actually see if they announced the start time of it or not. But aren't we live reacting to and watch along to that, Ash?
Yeah, we are. We should have a reaction, like a live watch along. We might even do the Day of the Devs afterwards. I'm not sure yet, but
yeah.
We're definitely going to do the main show. I've started to put them up. Like I say, you can currently see it on our channel. You go to the game showcases and events. I've already scheduled a handful. We'll probably end up scheduling a few more. It's just being around what's available and stuff like that. So
yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. There's more stuff to be announced as we get closer to the time. PlayStation events possibly announced later this week, early next week, but we'll keep an eye out.
Not coming every other week. It's next week they're going to announce it. It's next week.
No.
My insiders are saying it's coming end of May, and then end of May will come. It's coming early June, and then it'll be it's coming late June, and then it's like no, it's coming August, and then eventually they'll get it right because they keep giving 2 week sort of time frames until they finally have one.
I feel it deep in my balls. It's coming.
I'm telling you, he's an insider 100% guaranteed thing, right? There's going to be a PlayStation showcase this year. Boom. Wow. That's literally what they're doing. They just talk shit. And I'm not
We'll
denying
see.
there isn't going to be one. There's obviously going to be one. It's E3. It just seems silly that people like are saying, "Oh, my best friend's cousin's sister's auntie, uncle's insider friend who changed Jim Ryan's fucking hubcap on his car or some bollocks has told me that there's definitely going to be a showcase." And they're like, "Oh, and it's going to have everything. It's going to have fucking Metal Gear. It's going to have fucking Death Stranding 12. It's going to have this. It's going to have that." And you're just like, "Oh, come on. It's a load of bollocks."
But you do know what wasn't on that list of Summer Games Fest? Konami. So that means...
They've
Yeah,
given all their IPs away.
Yeah, but they were whole. If you remember, they actually announced they had a showcase for E3. They had a showcase, and then E3 got cancelled, and we heard no more. So they're gonna have to split it up to multiple things, or have a standalone showcase. But
Well, you got to understand about Summer Games Fest too. There might only be so many spots for games, and if they were planning on going to E3, and a lot of these were already scheduled with Jeff Keighley or whoever does it, Konami might have stuff they want to show off, but there just wasn't a spot for them on this show. There just wasn't time for them.
But then again, I've just remembered Jeff Keighley hates Konami.
Yeah,
Picking on his boy.
That's
So,
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's probably makes sense why that's not there.
They did Kojima dirty. They did Kojima dirty.
They did. Just a quick one before I list the games that are coming out to the PlayStation service. We don't really need a conversation about this, but this is all for Sentinel. So, because I'm not as horrible as him, I won't skip over the main story or anything, or with a thumbnail or anything, because I'm not like that. I'll get it in there for everyone.
I
The
see.
free prequel comic to Spider-Man 2 is now available online. It was initially released physically in the US last week. The prequel is now available to read online worldwide. It offers a look at what Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and MJ Watson have been up to since the events of Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. It released physically on May 6th in the US to coincide with Free Comic Book Day, an annual promotion effort by a comic book industry to have stores give away free comics to people who do not get a chance to read. Are we all going to be reading this? Is it something you're interested in? Hayden, come to you first, my friend.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on the physical copy as well. If it means ordering it from the US, I'm going to have to do that.
Sentinel will get it for you, and he'll send it to you, but there's about 300 quid.
Right.
The cost was $3.
Right.
Sentinel, I take it, have you already read it, being the big, huge PlayStation fan you are?
No, I'll check it out, though. I would check it out.
Yeah, me
Definitely.
too. Yeah, definitely. Ash has just disappeared for a minute, but I'm sure Ash is a huge Spider-Man fan. He does have a Spider-Man costume that he does dress up in occasionally. We'll have to try and get pictures of that up online. Right, last one before we play Video Game 20 Questions. This is your PS Plus Extra and Premium May lineups. I'll just skip to the games. So on the PlayStation Plus, you have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Is the first ever PS5 only exclusive to actually release on the service. First party.
Nice.
Which is awesome. And
Great
Rift
game.
Apart, yeah, it's brilliant. Absolute gorgeous game. Absolute gorgeous. Love that game. We got Humanity, which is a day and date for the service because it's when it comes out. Which don't know if any of you's looking forward to Humanity.
Not really.
I don't. It's like Lemmings, but you're like a dog guiding loads of people around.
It's a bit like
sorry, go on,
what was that? Oddsworld, a bit like Oddsworld. So
yeah,
I know a friend who likes Oddsworld, so I'm sure he'll check it out.
Yeah. Are you back, Ash?
Yeah. I'll play it, but I'm not super bothered about it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, meh. It's free, so I'll play it, but I wouldn't go out my way to buy it because it's not my type of game. But it's getting good reviews. I've seen some good reviews for it this today. They've released a load, so...
Oh, cool. Good. Sentinel, are you going to play?
Possibly, but I mean, it's like I have so many things on my plate right now. It's difficult, I mean, it's like I already have all these games on PlayStation Plus I'm trying to get through, and any review games that we're trying to do for the channel. So it's tough, I mean, I can say I'll play it, but I mean, 50-50, I guess. It just depends if I have time.
Yeah, that's fair. We've got Watch Dogs Legion. That's coming to service. Dishonored 2. Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. Never heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So you get the whole trilogy there. I own them, and I still haven't played them, and I don't know why. It's just I've now and again I download them thinking I'll get round to playing them, and never do. What else we got? Bus Simulator 21. Next stop. That is an Ash arse game. That Ash will be all over that.
No, I'm not a big fan of bus simulators unless I'm being paid to play them, which I don't mind doing. But no.
I mean, Bus Simulator isn't bad. I think I picked up not 21, but it might be the one before that. I don't remember. I had one of them on PlayStation 4, and it's not bad. I mean, it's relaxing. It's not the type of game you're going to play for hours a day, but if you're looking for something just to chill out and relax, it's not bad. It's not a bad experience.
I think that will probably be my first simulator game I play then, because I know there's loads.
Yeah.
Like Train Simulator. There's a mowing, like a lawn simulator, I think it's called. Yeah, so I think the Buzz one will be the first one I'll ever play.
Yeah, and it's like I played the farming simulator. The bus simulator is real cool, and it's just it's like sometimes you're playing fast, intense games, and that's what you want. But other times, you just want to unwind, and those simulator games are great.
It's a palette cleaner.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Ah, good. And then we got Evil Within 2, Wolfenstein Youngblood. Is it Thymesia?
I don't know.
Thymesia.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I've never heard of that, but it's a PS5 only, so I'm wondering if it's a new game release, maybe.
I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, Rain World, Lake, Koan Exiles, Rune Factory 4 Special, and Soundfall. They are in your PS Plus PS Premium collection, and the games that are exclusive to the Premium section are Siphon Filter, Logan's Shadow. Any Siphon Filter fans?
I played 2. Still got to play 1.
Yeah. I think the last one I played was the Omega Strain back on PS3, I believe. It was ported to the PS3 from the PS2. So
is this one that's coming on now? Siphon Filter 3. Is that the one that was ported from the PSP?
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest.
I'm sure there was one article online that they were saying that they had to put a patch where you could use either the right or left analog stick, because you could only just use one. So it might be this game.
Interesting.
Then we got Blade Dancer, Lineage of Light, Pursuit Force, and Ash's favourite one. He'll be getting that premium subscription for Ghostbusters, the video game remastered.
Good game, very good game. Oh, not on Xbox,
game.
but it's not a bad month. Like I said, if you haven't got Xbox Game Pass, it's a very good month. But Ratchet and the Humanity are good anyway. But all the other stuff's basically been on Game Pass, really, hasn't it? That's not live.
Yeah.
But I'm still happy just to get Ratchet. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. It's a good lineup, another good lineup. PlayStation generally do kill it. It's not often they have bad months, to be honest. But yeah, it's all good, and looking forward to it. Right, let's wrap up the show with video game 20 questions. For anyone that hasn't played or listened to our PSN shows or XBL shows, we play a game called Video game 20 questions. The panel have 20 questions. One of them questions has to be the guess to guess the game that I have written down. They're not allowed to use the internet, the phones, or anything like that. They have to rely on all their gaming knowledge to try and find out the game. We do encourage chat. You know, you help the panel out, give them some questions to ask. It all helps. Are you okay with all that, Hayden? You're no using the internet or anything like that? The game could be anything. I do try and pick a game where it's that everyone would have heard of and most likely played. We don't pick PC games or mobile games, and we're no longer allowed to pick arcade games because Sentinel got upset over it because he never heard of Donkey Kong before. I can only answer yes or no, but some things can be a bit vague with. So far, the panel has won every single game. The streak continues. It's like the Undertaker at WrestleMania, just wins every time, except for his obviously one against Brock Lesnar. But we're not at that stage yet. So, without further ado, let the questioning begin. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. If you ask the game and it's wrong, because you could obviously ask the game for your first question, but if it's wrong, then you automatically lose.
Yes. Yep. Cool.
We'll let Ash go first, I believe.
All right. Was it on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 generation onwards?
Yes.
There you go.
Is it a shooting genre game?
No.
All right, let me see. Is it exclusive to one platform or the other?
No.
So it's not an exclusive. Good.
So let me have a think here. No, console exclusive, not a shooter on 360, PS3 onwards. What's chat said? Is it a Sega game? I would have. That's narrowed it down a bit too much, though, isn't it? It's all silent. I know. I'm trying to think. Is it part of a series?
Yes.
There you go. That'll do.
Has a game came out in the last 5 years?
Did it come out in the last 5 years?
Yeah, like in the series, is any of the games come out in the last 5 years? No.
The game that we have that I've got written down did not come out in the last 5 years.
Oh.
That's 5.
Okay, so it was on Xbox 360, PS3 onward, but it did not come out in the last 5 years.
It's only Xbox One and
not necessarily. It could be the 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4.
It won't be Series X and S and PS5 is what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Did it come out originally last generation?
No.
So it's an Xbox 360, PS3 game. Got it.
Right. Was it made by a Japanese developer?
No.
There you go. That cuts down the Sega game.
Unlucky Daz. Oh, it wasn't Daz. Sorry, it wasn't Daz that asked it. Sorry, Hertog. Sorry. Good to see you in the chat tonight, mate.
Aiden's turn.
I should. Is it a open world game?
I would
Open
say
world
no.
/ RPG. Like
No, then that's
No.
a no. No, I wouldn't.
Cool.
You wouldn't class this as an open world. You have smaller areas, but you wouldn't class it as open world. So I would say no.
okay,
So there's a bit of a slight freebie.
that's a free hint, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it a racing game?
No.
Okay, all right.
You got Hertog's asked, is it a sports game? He's asked that question.
Is it? I was going to ask if it's a sports game. Is it a sports game?
No, that's 10.
I was thinking it might have been a skateboarding game or something. Never mind. Dun, dun, dun.
What's your question, Hayden?
Oh, is it my fault? Sentinel. Sorry. Is it? Oh, it's hard. I've only got 10 questions. Well, 9 after this one. Is it a horror franchise?
No.
Is it a platformer?
No.
Not sports, not horror. Slightly open world.
Is it made by Ubisoft?
No.
I'm not doing good today, guys.
Well, I'll get it scored well. Metacritic wise, it scored very well.
Oh, lovely.
It's a franchise you all know, and you've probably all played all the games.
So definitely got to kick ourselves when you reveal the name.
Yeah.
It's not a platformer, not a sports, not a horror, not a shooter.
Semi-open world we should be thinking of.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's not.
Like with the semi-open world, it's mainly in like, and this is a bit more of a freebie. It's more indoor, and there's like a section where you like go outdoors, but it's still in an enclosed space. If that helps.
Not really. Ooh. Hang on, I'm putting private chat.
I think that might have helped you.
Oh, bloody hell.
Well, the first one, because it's indoors, isn't it? It goes outside every now and again. Yeah. I'm not asking if he wears a cape.
See, I thought that might help you a lot with that one.
Is it a superhero game?
Yes.
There you go, guys. I've just told you. Unless I'm wrong, and then we're going to fail. It's not going to be Spider-Man, because that's a really shit game with Spider-Man's inside all the time, isn't it? Spider-Man. Can't do fuck all because he's inside a building. It's going to be the one I've said in the private chat. Look out.
Go ahead, Hayden. You're up.
We'll go off. Obviously, I don't look at the private chat, so because you can like talk amongst yourselves and list what you've asked and that. But maybe from what Ash has said or whatever game he's told you it is, maybe think of that game and see if you can narrow it down a bit. I gave a big, huge hint with the indoor mostly with an enclosed outside area.
No, that's a really shit question, Sentinel.
No, because you do play as two different characters.
I know, but no.
Because there's essentially three games in that series that came out during the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era, so you have to narrow it down. Because only one of those games in that series did you play as two characters.
I know, but there's also only one of those games where you're inside most of the time, and it's the first one.
I mean, but you're inside for the second one too.
That's the city though.
But you're still indoors.
One is a big building.
Okay. All right.
Is this game based off a comic / movie?
Well, yes.
Okay.
But you wouldn't say it was based off the movie, would you? More of the comic side of it, I would say. That's 15. Yeah, but yeah, it's yes either way.
Nice.
Okay. Is this the first in the series?
Yes.
Does he have a pointy fucking cowl and a cape?
Yes.
There you go.
That's 17.
Ask him, Sentinel. We're done. We've done this shit. We're done.
Is the game Batman Arkham Asylum?
Yes, it is. Batman Arkham Asylum, released in 2019 for the PS3, Xbox 360.
2009. It wasn't 2019.
Yeah, sorry, 2009. Did release on PS4, Xbox One, I think, about 8 years later. We actually re-released it. Developer Rocksteady, published by Eidos Interactive, Warner Brothers. But yes, I thought if I didn't give you that hint, I don't think you would have got that one, boys. If I'm honest. Well, that's awesome.
Nice.
The streak continues again, and that will do us for episode 23 of PSN Party Podcast. Hayden, would you like to tell everyone where they can find you?
So I'm on Twitter at HaydenBlower. That's HoydnBlower. I also have a YouTube channel, which is a little bit behind at the moment, but that's also HaydenBlower. And also on Instagram, same HaydenBlower.
Awesome. Go on, Sentinel. Do you want to tell everyone they can find you, sir?
Every single week, Tuesdays, I am on the PSN Party Podcast. That's 2:30 p.m. Central Time. You can find me here on the XBN channel. Also on the XBN channel, you can find me on Thursdays, 2 p.m. Central Time or 8 p.m. in the United Kingdom. That is the XBL Party Podcast. You can also find me on Twitter and Twitch, SSG Sentinel, just as you see it on the screen. Haven't been live streaming that much recently, but I'll probably pick it up here in the upcoming months. So you can find me there, and on Twitter, we usually tweet more than we're supposed to, so, sometimes you'll see 50 tweets from me in like a period of 15 minutes, so just ignore most of those.
Yeah, he says we tweet more than we should, and it's actually Sentinel that tweets more than he should.
Yeah, okay. Me for the most part. BMG sometimes.
I think I tweet about twice a week if you're lucky.
Right.
Ash, where can everyone find you, dude?
You can find me here on the XPN Network YouTube channel, posting reviews, shorts, content, all sorts of stuff. You find me on the PSN Party Podcast. You'll find me on the XBL Party Podcast UK, but I won't be on now probably till next month. But I will be around. Find me on Twitter. You can see it on the screen. IMO_Ghostbuster with a 0 instead of an O. And yeah, that's about it. Just here working on some new content ready for the future. So keep your eyes peeled.
Oh, yes. And I'm BMG. You can find me at BaldManGamer on Twitter. Tuesdays with Ash and Sentinel on the PSN Party podcast and the XBL Party podcast on Thursdays. And the one and only Redders is returning this Thursday to take back over hosting. So make sure you tune in and send him some sweet, nasty love for coming back. And also this Sunday coming will be episode 3 of the Destiny Party podcast, talking all things about the final shape and what we think the future of Destiny will be. God, I was trying to stop myself from burping then. Sorry. But that's it from us here, and we'll see you all Thursday. Good night, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
See you. Thank you. Bye-bye.